Hey YouTube, it's Sean. Hey, having a little off day here, not feeling too great, so I thought I'd fix this little laptop that I acquired. It's in good shape. It's old, but it's in good shape. It's a 1525. It's a Dell Inspiron 1525, and it has a busted screen. Okay, it is busted. Alright, hang on, we'll show you it's busted. There you go, it's busted. It's got some cracks in it. It's quite extensive, but I think in the collection of parts, I think I might just have a screen for this. Let's find out. So the first thing you need to do to swap the screen out in your Dell computer. This goes for a 1525, 1545, 1526, and many others. There's a group of screws around the perimeter. Okay, to get to those screws, you have to remove these little caps, and they're just stickies, you know. You take yourself a little tiny flat bladed screwdriver and just pick them off. Alright? Then you got to take all those screws out. We'll be right back. Alright folks, once you're in, you take, once you got the screws off, you carefully peel your bezel off, okay? And that just requires taking your little screwdriver and pick down through and just get it started, and really carefully pick this off, because this is really thin plastic and you could bust it or crack it, and good luck finding one. And this one's pristine, so I don't want to crack it. So anyway, then you got a series of screws here, guys, and the main ones you need to take out. Okay, this whole hang on, let me rephrase that. This is kind of hard to do. Okay, you pull your screen away just tiny, just a little tiny bit, and with both hands you support it down in the corners. Don't break your hinges. You support it. You want to pull it down and away a little bit, but there's a screw here, there's a screw over here, and those hook to the hinges. You want to get those out of there. Alright? And then we'll bring you back and we'll show you the next step. Alright, once you do that, you take that screw out and that screw out, the one I just showed you. You support your screen and you lay it down. Okay? Then you'll have this plug here. You got to be really careful and plug that. There is a piece of adhesive tape over it. Don't let it fool you. It's clear. You can't see it. You cannot see it. But you have to get that tape off there first. And there's a little tab, but yeah, you got to get that off there. Alright. And then there's a little blue tab right here. Hard to film this. But you got to pull that. You got to be real careful about all this stuff you're doing here. But you got to pull that. Okay. This is your main cable for your screen. So be real careful there. Alright? Now, another thing you got to do is unplug back here. There's a little pink and white wire, or it could be a different color, but there's two wires. This is a plug, and you got to pull that. That's your little inverter for your screen. Okay? Let's do that, and then we'll get to swapping our clamps, or our brackets, I mean. The little up top brackets. Alright? And there's two on the sides. So hang on. Alright folks, once you get that screen out, and that's all you gotta do is take those two screws out. Like I told you, we got our screen out. What I recommend with this plug is take a razor blade and just fit. Don't push. Just glide it across. Carefully unplug your plug, okay? And it'll look like that when you get done, you know, just unplug it. Leave that tape on there. You can really carefully peel it off when you're done if you'd like, but be careful. Alright, so we went into our inventory of crap, junk, and it's not so junk if you can reuse it, right? So there's our screen, alright? So all you gotta do is take your brackets off, the sides and the top. There's screws in the sides. Take one off, put it on the other screen. Take the other off, put it on the other screen. Don't take them all off. Don't strip this down and then try to do this. One at a time. Take one bracket side off, put it on that screen over there. Same thing, you know. Now this one, I'm not going to put on there. If you get a new screen, put that on there. But the one I happen to have found is not exactly the same. It does not have the holes for that. Now, there is a way around that, because this really doesn't do a whole lot. You can just carefully super glue that to the top, if you'd like. If you don't, I've got another 1525 without it, and it works fine. It doesn't make the screen loose or anything. So, go ahead and swap your brackets, and we'll be right back. Yep, that is definitely busted. Alright folks, so incidentally, you want to have yourself a magnetic screwdriver. Don't get one that's, you know, they send you a screwdriver with the kit you buy for your screen, which they usually don't, but if they do, throw it away. Get yourself a good magnetic screwdriver and leave every screw loose as you're putting the new or you're swapping your bracket. Leave them loose. Don't put them in and crank them down. Put one in loosely, and then, because your bracket can, that way it can move and it'll help you. Tip of the day. Alright, let's put the other one on. Alright folks, now that you've got your brackets put on, snug them up. You got your little power inverter put back on there for your, or converter, or whatever they call them things. I just blue taped that side a little bit. Doesn't matter. That one did not have a screw hole for that. It does not matter. It'll work just perfectly. All it needs to do is hold it till we can get it in, because once it gets in, it will not come out. Alright. Then the next step is very tricky. You move your cable out of the way. Right? You lay your screen down flat on your keyboard. Then you fold your cable down across here. You be really careful. You can do this the first jab. You gotta line your screen up. I don't know if I can do it with one hand, okay? Done 100 of these, but I just don't know if I can do it with one hand. Okay? We're gonna try. You gotta really carefully line that little thing up. Alright, I don't think I can do it one-handed, guys. But you gotta put that in there, and you gotta plug the other end in there. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, you got your plugs plugged back in, okay? You're gonna have to peel that little strip of tape back, incidentally. That's what I had to do. It's clear, but you gotta pull it back, and you plug it in real carefully. Don't damage that plug. They're really easy to damage. And then you put your plug back in back here. Alright, the next step is you want to take some, I use the blue tape. It works just fine. These do not get that, they get barely warm, okay? And this tape will outlast this screen probably, or this laptop. So you can use packing tape if you'd like. It just makes it harder for the next guy if it has to be gone back into. I use just the blue tape and it works great. Tape across that. Tape across right here where you find this sticker. Just tape across to hold this ribbon cable down, okay? Let's do that. Alright, yeah, this painter's tape works just fine. It's not a problem at all to use it. A lot of people say, oh, it won't stick well, it works fine for me. I've had a lot of them. And I went back in later to replace like the inverter or the converter or whatever, and it worked just fine. Peeled right off and it was still sticky. So now you just fold your screen up and make sure you get them behind the hinges. You know, the little tabs. Get your little behind the hinges. Alright, let me do that. Alright folks, the next step is to put your screws in. I forgot to tell you that. You got to put your screws in. Hold this up there, put your screws in. Next step, I'll show you this bracket. If you happen to get a screen that does not have the little screws, we'll show you how to fix that. It's not a big deal. Let's get it put in. Alright folks, I just put 2 screws in, one down here and one down here. Don't touch anything here because it'll bust your hinges. So all you got to do now is just do this. Let's see if we did something. Hey, looky there. Alright, we'll bring you back for the finish here. We'll show you how to put the rest back together. Alright folks, the next step is, if you want to put this little bracket on there, you can. It doesn't make any difference. It's 2 screws. Alright, if all the rest won't hold, these 2 won't either. But all you got to do that is line it up like that, so, and then draw a little line, just a teeny little line on your bracket and on your frame, because this silver frame gets covered by the bezel anyway. Right in the middle, then you know where to tape it down at. Okay, so I'm going to tape that down. We're going to put it on just to show you. Alright, there it is. We put it on there, and it's fine the way it is. So now you got your 2 screws, because the bezel that goes on here pushes against this frame anyways. So now you at least got your 2 screws, right? You got somewhere for them to go. Just pop that together. I just put some blue tape on there. Done and done. So let's put our bezel back on. And to do that, it's really, really simple. The best thing I could tell you though is be careful on this bottom half where your hinges are. You know, pop it together real carefully. Just pinch it. Hang on. Alright folks, you just put a screen in your laptop. All you got to do now is put your little sticky tabs back over your screws and you're done. That's all there is to it. You know, click your bezel back down, snap it into place, fold your screen down, turn your laptop over, you know, pinch your hinge, pinch these, just pinch them and pinch them back together. You're done. So you just put a laptop together. Excuse me, you just put a screen in your laptop and that's all there is to it. Alright, take care. You can do it too. Love y'all. Thumbs up. Bye bye.